10.000 dari tes. Pesan, ini hanya tes notifikasi.
And that a very good start to this final round, and we're off and running here at the Masters.
So this is where club selection becomes much more important. Uphill, make sure you have enough stick, and then swing away.
It's a solid shot and a green in regulation, but a little away from the band.
A lot of movement on this putt left to right. I think the idea here is just to get it inside sort of a 3-foot circle. And the computer dials this one up at 26 feet. Nope. And he'll finish that off, so it is a disappointing three-putt bogey here at the first. Now to the second, 575-yard par 5 down the hill here at Augusta National, one of 2 5s on this first 9. This is a place where you can make something happen and jumpstart your round. And that's going to play just fine. So after the early bogey, the response is a solid tee shot here at the second. Now from just under 300 yards, a second from the fairway at the par 5. Okay, that won't quite get to the green, but a good 3-wood to get down the hill here at 2.
An awkward little bunker shot, just splash it out, let the ball run towards the flag.
That came out soft, landed first on the fringe, kind of took some pace off, and that will leave a longish putt for par. So some stress here early in the round, make it back-to-back bogeys here at 1 and 2. Now to the short par 4 third, only 350 yards. I think one of the more underrated holes on this golf course. We know those 5 pars plus the 12th on that second 9 get so much attention, and rightly so. But this is a wonderful hole, strategic, and you need some touch here. And that will be more than adequate. It's safely into the fairway. A little over 80 yards here as he gets set for his second.
Lovely pitch shot. Just nipped that ball off the turf. Just flew through the air beautifully. Sat down fairly quick as well. Good shot.
Oh no, I thought that was in for sure. Just a little jag right at the end, gonna leave it on the lip. So he'll need to do something to snap out of this string. It is now 3 straight bogeys to start his round. Now to the fourth, an excellent par 3. This requires a solid, pure strike. You can't fake it on this hole, and you're happy to walk away with 3. And that, not going to get there. It is going to wind up in that right front bunker here at 4. Now from the bunker.
Just a little splash out on this par 3.
Well, this one out of the bunker, that is a positive development, but not on the green. It's in the short grass. So after escaping the bunker, this a third try at getting on this par 3. so that one runs by. Still some cleanup work to be done.
Certainly from that short of a distance, that leaves more of a putt than you want.
This hole really taking its toll now. So it's a double bogey. He'll need to get something started now. 5 over through 4 holes. We move now to hole number 5, Magnolia, a par 4 at a stout 495 yards. Avoiding the 2 deep bunkers left of the fairway is a must, but a sloped green full of little hollows makes getting an approach to birdie range no small feat. And not a great result here. This going to be into the second cut.
Had to take the boxing gloves off on that one. No touch whatsoever, and this is a long, long putt coming back.
Just 5 feet left. Nope, couldn't get that one on target.
Cek. Tes, tes. Tes, tes.
Okay, so not what he was looking to do once he got on the green. That's the Cobra, a 3-putt 6 here at the par 4. We make our way now to the 180-yard par 3 6, the second par 3 on the first 9 here at Augusta. Elevated tee looks down on a 2-tiered undulating green that will absolutely test you. Sitting up in the short grass. This one gonna have to stop quickly. It's his second.
Kira kau dengar dari pinjaman stok. Suara aku jernih nggak?
Yeah, maybe a little defensive there, as that'll come up short.
Suara aku jernih nggak?
He's not going to be real happy with that. Wow. Well, that's what this course can do to you. It is a double bogey. That'll drop him down to +9. On to hole number 7. It is a par 4 at an even 450 yards in length. Anything into the pine trees running the length of the fairway can oftentimes lead to a bogey or worse, with the 3 front bunkers preventing any thoughts of running one up to the green. that's a good stripe right there, and this is going to split the middle.
Well, Frank, as we know, golf is not played generally on a flat surface, and here we go, uphill.
Yeah, and the uphill lie is going to guarantee you more loft than normal. So you're going to have to counteract that with maybe an extra club.
That's got to be disappointing. Good lie in the fairway, and the approach winds up in the bunker.
Looking to splash this softly onto the green.
Tes. Masuk ya guys. Tes 1 2. Halo.
That is a good-looking pass out of the bunker right there. Got that to stop in a good place, leaving just a few feet for par.
Check. Alright. Yeah, oh.
No, got up and out of that one quickly. You could see it. All right, so the par 4 7th a bit too tough as he'll walk away with a bogey 5. So where the second hole, the par 5, is considerably downhill, the 8th is up the hill. You can certainly make an eagle here, but it requires 2 good shots and maybe a little luck. If you play it off the right, it'll kick down and leave you within eagle range. Solid, good drive in the fairway. Still better than 3 bills away as he puts forth his second to the par 5. This ball not going where it was intended. It's going to work its way into the second.
Ya Allah.
Ooh, that's where the wayward previous shot will cost you. Failed to reach the green from the rough, and now it's time to scramble. Not going to be easy.
Certainly had enough power, just didn't have any touch. So that not his best, and this part of his game has been disappointing to say the least today.
It certainly has, and sometimes you just get too much going on upstairs. You know what I'm talking about. So you don't focus on what you need to do.
That one just going to sneak on by.
Safe to say Augusta National may not be as simple as it looks when you watch on TV. That is in for double bogey. Par 4 9th is intriguing here at Augusta National. This is where you can see just how hilly the golf course is. It may not show up on television that way, but you can certainly feel it as you make your way up to this 9th green.
From the pine straw now, his second.
Mantul.
Another example there of the struggle today. Iron shots just not getting in close enough, and now another difficult two-putt.
We turn to Notability the third for this look at birdie.
And this has a pretty clear right to left break to it. Players gotta recognize the speed. This is one that guys leave short quite a bit. Just like that.
Ya Allah.
That's going to leak out to the right and trickle away. Not the right read there.
Ya Allah.
Man, he can't believe it. What else could go wrong? Okay, well, the flat stick definitely let him down here. 4 putts on the hole. He'll walk off with a double bogey. Second nine begins with a downhill 495-yard par 4 featuring a 60-yard long center bunker short of the green. The first hole until 1935, number 10 traditionally plays harder than any other hole here at Augusta National. Now, gotta manage the pine straw here with his second.
Okay.
Just when you thought you could hit the reset button. But that's another poor shot around the green here at 10.
Masya Allah.
So that not his best, and this part of his game has been disappointing to say the least today.
It certainly has, and sometimes you just get too much going on upstairs. You know what I'm talking about. So you don't focus on what you need to do.
Not that time. Pretty good effort, but it'll wander a couple of feet by. Safe to say Augusta National may not be as simple as it looks when you watch on TV. That is in for double bogey. On now to the second hardest hole in Masters history, the 520-yard par 411. It's been noted that the great Bobby Jones always wanted there to be a wide gap between a good tee shot and a bad one. Thus, in keeping with that spirit, this hole was lengthened 15 yards back in 2022. That one looking a little right.
It's so hard to bounce back after a huge score, especially when you're still reeling from it. But try and pull the screws back in the head there. Just take a little breath, maybe 2. Decent swing, don't try and kill it. Exactly like that. Really good shot.
Oh no.
Masuk air. Up. Konyol, konyol.
Yeah, that ball just had a mind of its own, though. No way to get it to stop. And it winds up in the water. All right, so he'll take his drop, and with a penalty stroke added, that'll become his 4th now to the par 4.
The scorecard doesn't lie, and the touch has been missing today. More evidence, sadly, there.
Oh, no, that never had a chance. This is getting to be a bad habit here. That's another double bogey, and that score jumps to 12 over par. Welcome to the 155-yard par 3 12. Maybe the most famous par 3 in the world. Hogan's Bridge, Rays Creek, you're familiar with all the names. A bunker in front of the green and 2 behind. Club selection and trying best as you can to gauge the wind, absolutely critical. Well, that's starting a little right. That's going to need to hold on.
Bangsa.
For this is where you need a good attitude. It is all going wrong. You're going to let it completely get away, or you're going to try to pull it back together. This is that moment. Needing to get this close. It's his 3rd at the par 3.
Astaghfirullahaladzim.
We started off playing a game of golf, but now we're just flat out deep sea fishing here. This is bizarre. All right, so drop taken, that will bring up a 5th shot on the way. That will be a 3 over on the scorecard for this hole. Time to pick up and move on. This 13th tee box, one of the favorite spots for all the golfers. It's a respite. It's very peaceful back there. Chance to gather your thoughts and then maybe gather some momentum. Turn one over off the tee and then turn on the jets. Maybe make eagle here. That one flirting with the left edge of the fairway. Nothing to fault there. Safely in the fairway. Uh-oh.
Oh. Contour.
Well, that is the cardinal sin, isn't it, here at 13, coming up short, and now you're in Rays Creek. So now, with the drop taken, this is going to be his 4th shot into this par 5.
That's going to hurt. That simple chip shot and well off the mark. That hurts.
Yeah, that putt's fast, but it's not that fast.
Astaghfirullah.
A lot of you out there can relate to that. Didn't go your way. It happens in golf, so just pick up and move on. On to the 440-yard par 4 14th, the only hole at Augusta National without a single bunker. The terraced green is the challenge here. And that a good shot up the hill and into the fairway at 14. from the fairway. Let's go to Noda.
Hole definitely sitting in the go zone. If you can hit your number, ball could get really close.
It is a game of touch. It is evidence right there when your touch is out. What a difference it makes. That ball went a long way past.
Oh, and he didn't hit that squarely at all. This will be a 14-foot putt here. Yeah, that's a good job to regroup after leaving that first putt short, so he'll give away just the one shot there. We come now to the instantly recognizable hole number 15. It's called Firethorn. Traditionally, it has been the second easiest hole on the course, behind only number 13. But it was lengthened in 2022 with an extra 20 yards added on, making that potential carry over the pond with a second shot that much tougher. From the fairway, we check in with Noda.
Looking at the greatest second shot in golf, but don't let the beauty fool you. There is trouble everywhere.
Yeah, no reason to risk it there. That's a good layup to a good number short of that pond. I'm thinking about 90 yards from here.
Masya Allah.
Oh my gracious, here's another ball in the hazard. We've seen that multiple times already in this round. So now after the drop, this is going to be his 5th shot into this par 5. Okay, sensible play right there, and that one on deck. Got it there, but not quite on target.
Selamat malam guys.
Safe to say Augusta National
Yang baru bergabung,
may not be as simple as it
selamat
looks when you
menonton.
watch on TV. That is in for double bogey. Par 3 16th here at Augusta National, and so many of the most indelible moments in the history of the sport happen right here at this short par 3. Okay, not bad out of the sand, and that's what will remain, trying to grind out a par. And this will be a 5-foot putt here.
Astagfirullahaladzim.
Oh, now that is going to hurt.
No problem with that. This par 4 17th at 440 yards, one of the most famous in the sport. This is where in 1986, Jack Nicklaus, at the age of 46, made the birdie putt. Vern Lundquist on the call. So often we talk about needing precision off the tee, and this is how you do it. That is dead center. To the ball on an upslope now for his second. Well, too bad, Frank. That one rolled right off the green.
It was just coming out so hot.
Belo.
Ooh, good speed there. That'll leave just a couple of feet. We arrive now at one of the most famous finishing holes in golf. 465-yard par 4 18th at Augusta. Uphill, dogleg right, two bunkers at the left elbow of the fairway, and two greenside bunkers protecting a two-tiered green. Quite a sight. Yeah, that one navigated beautifully through that narrow opening, and that is going to work out just fine. So now, up the hill, his second at 18. Well, had a good lie in the fairway, but couldn't do anything with it. That comes up woefully short.
Malah bunker.
You'd think he'd be good at bunker shots. He's been in so many today.
Might want to take a shovel with him. Gonna have to give this a pretty good thump. That is such a tough bunker to try and navigate. That's onto the green, but still a tricky distance coming up. Now, things going from bad to worse in short order here. That's one you'd like to have made.
Sports and the PGA Tour, so proud to bring you continuing coverage of the world of golf. Rich Lerner joined up in the booth by Frank Nobilo. Frank, there's nothing like it early tee time to get the adrenaline flowing.
And also, too, the golf course is perfect. Less divots. You don't see any sort of marks on the green. Greens are going to putt beautifully. There's also, the course is a little bit softer. It's got the moisture from overnight. And also, when they've cut the golf course, there's that really green, fresh smell, like it's brand new.
Okay, a little firm, but he does locate the back part of the putting surface. Iona Stephen is at the first green. This for birdie.
And this has a little bit of uphill to it, working back to the right at the end.
It's always painful. Just another couple of rolls and it drops. Oh, you hate to miss from that distance. That is so painful when you come up that short.
Why is it that putts online come up short?
And you always start the round with such high hope, with optimism, and it can be gone in a blink. That is a double bogey here at number 1. Unable to hold the green, it'll come back into the fairway. A chance maybe to just throw something up high for his second. Like 17 feet on this putt. That's in for a second straight double bogey. Maybe time to clear the cobwebs a bit. 4 over through 2 holes of play. And that one not on the green, but not in a terrible spot either. Sitting up in the short grass. Now from a tight lie, this his second.
I know it's only the 3rd hole, but the short game, so often it can save you. But at the moment, it has just been an absolute waste around the greens.
Yep, good work there to make sure things don't get worse, but as it is, it's a double bogey. Getting ready for hole number 4. Nope, just on enough earth there to slow that ball down, and it is going to wind up in the hazard. Okay, so now after the drop and the penalty stroke, this will become his 3rd shot now at the par 3. Nope, that just did not look right from the start, and that ball is into the hazard. All right, so drop taken, that will bring up a 5th shot on the way. Time to just pick up and move on to the next hole. Par 3 tee shot needs to be precise. The hands came through beautifully there. Good thump of the sand and a good chance to save par. Oh no, just a lack of concentration there, and it'll cost him. Just past the hole. It happens. You have a tough hole. Time to pick up and move on after the triple bogey. Right, that's a sensible shot right there. No need to take on an unnecessary risk. There's nothing wrong with walking away from here with a 3.
Yeah, he just never got that one going.
So the short miss. Those are painful. Cleans that up in the hole. On to the 7th. And that one not on the green, but not in a terrible spot either. Sitting up in the short grass. Maybe a spot for the lob wedge. A 2nd to the par 3.
So many shots just being given away on the front side, and all because of the short game.
Not on yet. Here's his 3rd to the par 3. So that not his best, and this part of his game has been disappointing to say the least today.
It certainly has, and sometimes you just get too much going on upstairs. You know what I'm talking about. So you don't focus on what you need to do.
Ooh, this is going to go from bad to worse. That is moving, and it'll scoot all the way off the green.
Time to move on to the next hole. Looking for one good clean strike of the golf ball here at the point break.
That ball just had a mind of its own there. No way to get it to stop. And it winds up in the water.
Okay, so add 1 to the total for the penalty stroke, and now he'll get ready to play his 4th to the par 3. Oh, that's pretty well gauged right there, Frank.
Maybe a small victory, but he'll only drop 2 shots.
Well, it's a double bogey, and if he keeps this up, he's going to need another pencil for the back 9.
Okay, safely aboard.
It's been an eventful front 9, but this for birdie.
Yes, very methodically down in that one. In for a birdie. EA Sports coverage of the world of golf brings us to the place where it all began. They've been playing golf here since the 15th century on the old course at St. Andrews. Rich Lerner up in the tower, pleased to be joined as always by Frank Nobilo. And Frank, we cannot talk about the old course without talking about bunkers. 112 of them in all. We know they can derail around. So what's the key to avoiding them?
You just mentioned it, really avoid those bunkers. They're beautifully positioned. You know, if they're downwind, you'd be surprised. The ball can run 60 or 70 yards. So you might be wondering why that bunker's down there, and then all of a sudden you find it. So just keep your eyes open. But yeah, hey, it's a beautiful walk, and that's really the way golf was invented and should be played, especially at St. Andrews.
Okay, not particularly close, but a chance for the putter to do its thing. And let's bring in Nota Begay, four-time winner on tour. This putt for birdie.
And this may go just a fraction to the right, but otherwise it's flat and it's makeable.
Nope.
All he'll have to show for it. Moving now to the 411-yard par 4 second, featuring the first of the old course's double greens. Best to work a little left off the tee to avoid gorse and bunkers on the right. The ideal spot is just to the right of Cheap's bunker. This up the right side off the tee.
Errant tee shot here, Rich, but gonna have to muscle this one out of the rough.
So from the rough, here's his second at 2.
Didn't check, Frank.
Yeah, just not enough spin on that. Really, I mean, that almost like took that first bounce and just ricocheted forward.
Tidur jam berapa dia? Jam 7.
This is a 19-foot putt. Had it right in the heart and just didn't hit it. Not a good hole of golf here. It is that time to pick up and move on. Up next here at St. Andrews, the 370-yard par 4 third. Best to drive it left center to avoid a cluster of bunkers down the right side of the fairway. The real challenge comes on the approach, with Cartgate bunker coming into play. A well-placed bunker. It'll collect plenty of shots just like that one as this indeed rolls into the sand.
I'd give that an 8 or a 9 out of 10. Being in a fairway bunker and safely on the green, you never know. Might even sneak a birdie.
Nope. So a rough go of things early in the round, a triple at the second, and now another lost shot here at number 3. You might be asking, why have so many of golf's greatest course architects drawn from the old course? Well, here's a good example. It's about the options, a couple of ways to get after a hole. You can take a risk and you would be rewarded by going toward that narrow valley on the right, but there's always a price to pay. Safer play is to go for the plateau on the left. Again, all about options at the old course.
Lost that one, out of bounds, and that is a costly stroke. So playing the third shot right now after having gone OB.
Yeah, much better there. No questioning whether this is in bounds. It is right there in the fairway.
He's set up for his fourth shot here, looking to get it on the green with this. Right about 9 feet here to the hole.
No, the touch definitely eluding him on this hole. Time to pick up and move on. We come now to the fifth, the first par 5 on the front side here at St. Andrews. 514-yard hole that ends at a green that is 100 yards deep. Avoid the Seven Sisters bunkers off the tee, and reaching into is a possibility if the weather cooperates. And that will do just fine. Really hit that second shot on the button to this par 5, but Frank couldn't get it to stop.
Yeah, too good, too long, sadly.
Birdie putt coming up, and we go to Iona Stephen.
Yeah, this is the sort of putt you hope to find on the course. I think you can say it's dead straight, mostly flat. Want to have a good run at it.
Yeah, he had a pretty good run at that, but it won't go down. Still pretty good from there. Disappointment there. He'll brush it in, and that'll be just a par.
Now to the 374-yard par 4-6, another scoring opportunity.
Yeah, just be very careful of the wind conditions here, because that'll affect the strategy off the tee, but bunkers left and right to be avoided. I'm still shaking my head. Let's be honest, it was a wicked start, but promise now.
Second shot forthcoming from the left side of this fairway.
That's a disappointment right there, Frank.
Yeah, green light special, really. Come up considerably short. Had to take the boxing gloves off on that one. No touch whatsoever, and this is a long, long putt coming back.
Been that kind of day. 8 over par already. Heading now to the 359-yard par 4-7. Accuracy off the tee is critical. Best line is a little left of the flag on the 11th green. Biggest issue here is avoiding the shell bunker short of the putting surface. And that one not going to stop in time. It'll roll all the way into the bunker. So Iona, this a second from the bunker.
Yeah, and this is the price you pay for taking too much club off the tee, too aggressive now. Found himself in shell bunker with a tricky approach to the green.
Do you want a do-over? Sorry, not allowed. Lovely pitch shot. Just nipped that ball off the turf. Just flew through the air beautifully. Sat down fairly quick as well. Good shot.
That so nearly a birdie, but par is all he'll have to show for it. Now to the par 3-8. Frank, what's the best way to go at it?
Well, for these players, straight at the flag. This is the first par 3 you'll see, and a good chance to make 2 coming up ahead. But we do see a lot of long putts here with an errant tee shot.
And that one needed to put on the brakes, but could not, and this will wind up over the green. A little short-sighted here, left of the green for his second.
It's a slow start, and you can blame it on the short game.
Now a third. This is a 13-footer. Yeah, he would have liked that to fall, but he needed to gun it just a little more. That is in for double bogey, and that's the look of someone who has endured what centuries of other golfers have endured here at St. Andrews: exasperation. We finish our front 9 here at St. Andrews with the drivable 347-yard par 4-9. Biggest trouble here are Bose's and end hole bunkers in the middle of the fairway. Avoid those, and birdie or even eagle is a possibility. Yeah, that's a nice swing, and the result is going to be a tee shot that is set up just fine. So from a little more than 70 yards, this is second. All right, that's a board, but a lot of green between ball and hole. Now this for birdie.
And it's an inviting one, ever so slightly up the hill with just a hint of movement from left to right.
Okay, not a bad effort.
Okay, that's in for his par here at the 9th. And that will wrap up what was a tricky and demanding front side. As we begin the backside here at St. Andrews, you can really feel the history. This hole named in honor of the legendary Bobby Jones, who won the 1927 Open and the 1930 Amateur. Obviously, 1930 was his Grand Slam year. Retired, by the way, at the age of 28. And then founded and built with Alistair McKenzie Augusta National. So a little bit of history lesson as you play this 340-yard par 4 10th. So that ball nestles down in the rough. Just got away a little bit on that tee ball. So a poor tee shot at 10. Now his second. Is always so disappointing from that kind of a spot when you come up short.
Yeah, you're licking your chops over that one. A shot you think you could hit directly at the flag. Now, test for the short game. It is a game of touch. It is evidence right there when your touch is out. What a difference it makes. That ball went a long way past.
Eight-foot putt here. Oh, man. Boy, it's been one of those days. You think the golf gods are against you. That is in for double bogey, and that's the look of someone who has endured what centuries of other golfers have endured here at St. Andrews: exasperation. Frank, number 11 Eden is really one of the more fascinating holes in all of golf.
The two bunkers that the players normally worry about, stress bunker in the front and the hill bunker to the left. What makes those two bunkers so difficult is the steepness of the faces in them.
Boy, this is just way too much club for a front hole location. That was completely overcooked. Kidding? This game's unfair sometimes. That looked in the whole way. There's only 3 numbers you want to see on this kind of a hole. 1, 2, or 3, and he's left with 4 after the tap in. Frank, from this vantage point here at the 12th, you can see why the old course, St. Andrews, are so iconic in the sport.
Yeah, this is a fun hole as we start to sort of head back to the village of St. Andrews. Hole's called Heathery. There's a big crop of heather on the left, and there's 4 little pot bunkers that are in the middle of this fairway, so you've really got to be cognizant of those. But good time to take the head cover off if you're a long hitter, and then you've only got to worry about that one pot bunker just short of the green.
And that one looked good for a while, but it's going to get gobbled up by that bunker. Iona, a second coming up.
Yeah, and it was a bullish tee shot trying to find its way to the green, but it's been caught out in this pot bunker. Not going to be easy, but certainly a chance of getting birdie.
Just 5 feet left. Well, it's been a painful round so far, no question about it, but who knows? Maybe you see a putt go in like that one, and you build on it.
Now to the par 4 13, but again, Frank, it's all about avoiding the bunkers.
Yeah, another hole that forces you to go either right or left of something that you can see. The two bunkers called the coffins right up ahead. You can also go beyond those, and if you do, then you've got a much shorter shot in, but you've got to avoid those fairway bunkers. They are very costly.
No problems there. That's going to wind up safely in the fairway. From 163 yards out, this a tough second.
Oh, that ball limps its way onto the green, but yeah, you never know. One putt away.
A birdie opportunity here at 13.
And he's had trouble all round long reading these greens, and this is another putt with a pretty good curve to it.
Yeah, you could see it, not enough break there, not enough pace either, and it undercuts the hole. Disappointment there. He'll brush it in, and that'll be just a par. Frank, what are we looking at here at the big par 5 14?
Out of bounds on the right, and those little series of pop bunkers called the birdies. Now, if you get in trouble here, you can bail out with your second shot down the left, which is the 4th fairway. That's one other option of playing this par 5. But a good tee shot, and you can certainly go at this for 2.
This one working up the right side.
He gets a little lucky there and even bounces back into the fairway.
Now a second from well over 300 yards. This will be about positioning.
So close to being good, that second shot, but now that tricky bunker shot.
Yeah, and at 5'4", I really can't see a thing when I'm in this bunker. There is 10 foot of face, and it's just one place you really don't want to be.
Nah, coming out of the bunker, just couldn't get enough club head on the ball and comes up well short. Frank landed it on the green.
It was never going to stop.
No, no chance. Gonna have to try and give this a good thump to fly it to the hole. All right, good job to blast that out, but it is by no means home. This will be a 5-foot putt here. That is in for double bogey, and that's the look of someone who has endured what centuries of other golfers have endured here at St. Andrews: exasperation. Frank, one of the things I always loved about links golf is that you're not aiming at a flagstick or a tree, but sometimes you're aiming for a steeple in the distance, and this is a good example here at the 15th.
Yeah, the church steeple is the exact line off the tee. That gives you sort of the center of the fairway. Really, you don't have to be overly bold off the tee. This is about just finding a nice flat lie for that second shot, because this is another difficult green that's well protected by just one little bunker. That's in the front left that you don't think comes into play, but if your second shot doesn't land the right distance, more often than not, it just gets swallowed up by that.
This one's starting a hair right.
Rule number one in golf, have a short memory. You can see why. Double bogey at the last, and now a missed fairway. Too much thought about what happened before, not what you want to do now.
Now, from long range, this for birdie. That's going to scoot a foot or two by. Okay, no problem with that one. All right, Frank, another par four. It's the 16th. Players trying to make their way to the house, standing up in one piece. What's the best way to get at this hole?
Well, the normal player would actually try and hit the ball down the left. I've seen the odd player try and hit it down that out of bounds line and sort of flash it down the right side, but really there's not much of an advantage, Rich, unless you're the longest hitter in the business. So a little short and a little left of the principal's nose is a nice setup for the second shot here at 16.
disappointed with that, no doubt.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one.
That is agonizing.
Hit it.
That is in for double bogey, and that's the look of someone who has endured what centuries of other golfers have endured here at St. Andrews, exasperation. Now at the 17th tee, and Frank, this is really when you begin to feel the weight and the history of the old course bearing down on you.
And you also feel the nerves as well, because you're having to hit it not just at a fairway or over a bush, but over the corner.
cek.
Okay, that won't quite get to the green, but a good 3-wood to get down the hill here at 2. Okay, that won't quite get to the green, but a good 3-wood to get down the hill here at 2.
awkward little bunker shot. Just splash it out, let the ball run towards the flag.
Quite get to the green, but a good tree wood to get down the hill here at 2.
Awkward little bunker shot. Just
That
splash
came
it
out
let the ball
soft,
run towards
landed
the flag.
first on the fringe, kind of took some pace off, and that will leave a longish putt for par. That came out soft, landed first on the fringe, kind of took some pace off, and that will leave a longish putt for par. That came out soft, landed first on the fringe, kind of took some pace off, and that will leave a longish putt for par. That came out soft, landed first on the fringe, kind of took some pace off, and that will leave a longish putt for par. That came out soft, landed first on the fringe, kind of took some pace off, and that will leave a longish putt for par. That came out soft, landed first on the fringe, kind of took some pace off, and that will leave a longish putt for par. That came out soft, landed first on the fringe, kind of took some pace off, and that will leave a longish putt for par. That came out soft, landed
10.000 dari someone, pesan, tes. Sepuluh ribu 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 dari someone, pesan, nyoba 123 tes dicoba. Sepuluh ribu dari someone, pesan, tes. Sepuluh ribu dari someone, pesan, nyoba 123 tes dicoba.
Well, scoring's been an issue so far. That's maybe being kind, but hey, that's a good tee shot right there. Second shot, good look at the green. "13 feet away." Ooh, good speed there. That'll leave just a couple of feet. Frank, the 18th hole at the old course, when you stand on the tee, it doesn't look like much. But when you begin to factor in all the history, all the greats who have played, well, then it is quite the hole.
It certainly is. Remember the great putts like Constantina Rocca making it from the front to try and get in a playoff with John Daly, Jack Nicklaus driving the green. It's all been made possible by the ambitious player here. You've got to swing it across the Swilken Burn, out of bounds on the right and beyond the screen, but it is reachable. But the mere mortals, they'll aim a little left. They'll aim at the clock face on the R&A building.
Oh, off the cart path.
Oh, gets on the cart path. What a difference now.
Just under 80 yards to go now as he'll decide how to flight his second. That's a good putt to save par here at 18. And this will wind up being a... Now, from the home of golf, EA Sports, so proud to welcome you to the old course at St. Andrews. Alongside Frank Novello, I'm Rich Lerner. And Frank, here we are at the Old Lady, the old course at St. Andrews. And this golf course has confounded so many through the centuries. What are a couple of keys to being successful here?
Well, if you're a recreational player and you're struggling a bit, then you play to the middle of the golf course. But if you really want to challenge the great course, then the best line around the whole golf course is down the right. And that's actually where the trouble is. So if you can hug the right side, because remember there's so many double greens here and they have a central bunker. So if you're coming from the right side of the golf course, there's always a better avenue to every single flag you're attacking.
Mishit, wrong club. What happened there, Frank?
All of the above, maybe. That's a little bit of a head scratcher. It wasn't that hard a shot.
From about 8 feet. Oh, boy, gotta hope that's not a harbinger of things to come. So after finding water on the opening tee shot, he'll finally finish up here. It's a double bogey at the first. Here we are now at the second. Always so important to try and establish a good round in these opening holes, Frank.
In the second hole, especially with the prevailing breeze and today's modern equipment, the odd player has actually driven this green, but you really see the tone of the golf course. The middle of the golf course is protected. There's a series of bunkers down there, but the left is always the safe side of the golf course, but the best line to play your second shot from on the whole golf course is always the right side, and we see that here at the second.
Second shot coming up. Let's bring in Iona Stephen.
125 is the number, just a flick, and the pin on the left portion of the green.
That's got to be disappointing. Good lie in the fairway, and the approach winds up in the bunker. Yeah, that one came out hot, tough to judge sometimes, coming out of the sand, and that winds up well beyond the flag. Time to just pick up and move on to the next hole. Frank, talk about the strategy off the tee here at the third.
Well, you can drive the ball pretty close to this green, Rich. It's shorter than the second hole. Just hit it down the right side, but try and avoid those little pot bunkers.
Yeah, good swing and a good result, as that is safely into the fairway. Tee shot found the fairway left. Now this, his second to the par 4.
Well, the ball is on the green. That's about all I can say with that. With a short wedge in hand, you'd expect that certainly be much closer than that.
A good 29-foot putt here. Hang on. That's going to leave about 3 feet. So things a little better here at number 3, but it will still be another dropped shot. Frank, the challenge begins to intensify here at the 4th.
Yeah, a bit risky if you try and hit it down the right side. Just about every player I've seen over the years has sort of aired a little bit to the left. That's a safer tee shot, but it does set up a very daunting second.
This one turning left a bit off the tee.
Well, that was 50-50 off the tee. Rough, fairway? I guess it was more than 50-50. Fairway's fine.
Oh, and that one nosedives right into the thick stuff. That could be problematic, to say the least. Okay, on the green, but that's going to leave a putt that will get your attention. Nah, might have stared at that one too long. You know, sometimes you just got to go with your gut. Okay, it's a double bogey here at 4, and that's been a common theme so far. 8 over now through these first 4 holes. Well, here's a real scoring opportunity. The first par 5 on the front side at St. Andrews, the 5th hole. It's only 514 yards. That green, how's this, is a football field deep. The key here, yet again, avoiding the big bunkers. They're called the Seven Sisters bunkers off the tee. If you do that, you'll have a great chance to get home in 2. No fairway here, this one in that rough.
That second shot took some force on this par 5 just to get it into the green side bunker. Now well positioned, especially with a little savvy bunker shot.
Not an ideal result there. Hoping to maybe get this close. It is on the green, but not where you want to be. Okay, didn't quite get it there, but that's a decent effort. Okay, maybe a glimmer of hope in what has been a troublesome front side, as that is safely in for a par. Now at the 6th, not a particularly long hole, Frank, par 4.
Yeah, semi-blind tee shot. You've got an idea where you want to hit, but there's a series of 3 bunkers. They're called the coffins down the left side, as well as some pop bunkers down the right. So this requires a very accurate tee shot.
And no issues there. Good tee shot in the short grass. While sitting on an upslope here, you got to be careful that you don't get this one straight up in the air from that lie. Well, had a good look at the green, but couldn't cash it in. In the rough now, wondering what might have been.
Had to take the boxing gloves off on that one. No touch whatsoever, and this is a long, long putt coming back.
Facing 29 feet. Nine over for the day. Now, 7th hole here at the old course, Frank.
Ideal line, just hit your tee shot over the marked stone. The bunker on the 11th green actually often comes into play, called the shell bunker. So anything a little bit right of that, but very difficult green for the approach shot coming up. Finally got rid of the spray can because the balls was going all over the golf course. I mean, just the little piece down the middle of the fairway, just plop it down there, just like that. That was good.
So after a well-placed drive, this, his second from short range. May need to recheck the yardage after that one. That's on the green, but not a real good shot. Okay, probably was expecting a little more from this hole after the big drive, but he does walk away with a par. Frank, now at the par 3 8th, and how challenging is this hole?
Well, it's called short on the scorecard, but massive green. The problem here is trying to hit it close. A lot of little subtle breaks and undulations in this green, and often you see long, long birdie putts here.
And I think that may have surprised him. That carried much further than he anticipated. Now, short-sided a bit as he sets up his second from left of the green.
Way too good, I must say. That was just smashed. Yeah, sizable putt left.
This is a 23-foot putt. Nope, that needed a little more roll, maybe even a lot more.
That is in for double bogey, and that's the look of someone who has endured what centuries of other golfers have endured here at St. Andrews, exasperation. Rounding out the opening 9 here at St. Andrews, and Frank, this par 4 features a couple of fairway bunkers that players will have to contend with.
Yeah, this is a fun hole when you first stand on that tee and look at it. You see those bunkers smack bang in the middle of the fairway. The last bunker there in the middle is called the end hole. This hole is called the end. But this green, too, is so flat, very, very difficult to read. But if you get there, pull the head cover off the driver. Remember, this is the only chance you get to play the old course.
So a big drive, and not much needed to carry here for his second. And that's going to leave some work, but it'll end up okay. That one just going to sneak on by. Oh, no, no. So a tap in here, it's a bogey at the 9th. And that's going to put an end to what's been a largely disappointing first 9. Starting off the backside here at St. Andrews with the 340-yard par 4 10th, named in honor of the great Bobby Jones, 1927 Open champion and 1930 amateur champion. Right center off the tee, ideal here. The fairway narrows around 280 yards, but the green is drivable. Well, you can't walk out and drop it any better than that. That is a fine tee shot right there. Okay, not particularly close, but a chance for the putter to do its thing. Let's bring in Nota Begay III for a look at birdie.
Just has to get the ball started and it will work back to the right and toward the hole.
Not a very good leave there. That comes up a good 10 feet short. This from about 10 feet. Tough start to the backside, Frank.
Yeah, it doesn't bode well, too. You start losing confidence with the putter early on.
Yeah, that's a good, firm putt. It's been a rough road to this point, but fortunately the damage there, just one lost shot. Frank, what are we looking at here at the famed par 3 11th at the old course?
Well, the most difficult, there is only 2 par 3s here at the old course, and this one's called high, elevated green, and you've got to fly that bunker that protects the front of the green. That's called the Strath bunker. Really take anything on this green. You make a 2 here, you'll make a move on the field.
Nope, that one never online, and it winds up in the left rough. Still work to do to get this on the green. This is second.
I can't sugarcoat it, but it's been a mash around the greens all day today. Let me get my bearings. 2 bogeys in a row and looking like at least 3.
Well, that one is on the green, Frank, but it's not really on the planet, is it?
Now, I'd say he's languishing out there right now and needs something to improve very quickly.
It happens. You have a tough hole. Time to pick up and move on after the triple bogey. Frank, how do you like the 12th hole here at St. Andrews?
Well, it's a beautiful par 4. You start to see the village of St. Andrews in the background, Eden Estuary to the right, and also decision time. If you're long enough, it's certainly worth having a crack at this par 4 with your tee shot. But if you're not a long hitter, then you've really got to worry about those 4 beautifully and well strategic positioned bunkers in the middle of the fairway. That had to be in the rough the whole way. One more bounce back on the fairway.
So can he capitalize on the break here? His second from the short grass.
Oh, way too much ball.
And that will make it onto the putting surface, but ultimately not a real good shot. Wow, that is going to be a big mistake. That ball was never going to get there. That's way short. Not a whole lot has gone right, that's for sure. Although that putt rolling in for a bogey, would you say that went right? I guess the way it's been going, you take what you get. Here's a great hole, the 13th. It's 418 yards. The key, and you can see it as plain as day, is to stay away from those coffin bunkers. They are nasty. The approach should be aimed right at the center of this gigantic double green. Nice to hear something positive. That's the sound of the ball coming off the middle of the face as opposed to another bogey. No one wants to hear that all day long. To where the hole is cut, just about 190 yards, Frank.
Well, the struggle is definitely real. A lot of poor shots on this hole.
I think he'll be a little disappointed with that. Yep, good work there to make sure things don't get worse, but as it is, it's a double bogey. You know, a course is old when instead of white out-of-bounds sticks, they have an out-of-bounds wall, and that's on the right. So most players are taking it down that left side. That landing area, and this is again how you know a course is old, it has all these wonderful little names. It's known as the Elysian Fields. Beautiful tempo to that swing, and this is going to wind up squarely in the fairway. Now, from better than 300 yards out, a second to the par 5. I'm not sure he got every bit of that three-wood trying to get home to this par 5 and 2, but still in the ball game for a birdie. Well, too bad, Frank. That one rolled right off the green.
It was just coming out so hot.
Gonna have to accelerate through the sand here to give this enough carry. Another attempt here to get this ball up and out. Okay, not a bad recovery from out of the sand, and a chance, maybe, to limit the damage to one drop shot. Okay, one putt is all it takes out of the bunker, but the damage done before that, as he will walk off with a bogey. Back here at the 15th, and Frank, this fairway narrows up in a hurry.
And it's also, there's a big crop of heather that sort of constrains you if you're going to hit it just straight down the middle. Only the brave go down the right side. That brings in those little bunkers called robs, and they'll rob your scorecard, that's for sure. Too strong for this hole, eh? Ran out of fairway and into the rough. Big hit, though.
So from the rough, Iona's down there.
And this is problematic. We're in thick rough on the left-hand side, hitting towards one of the trickiest greens on the course.
Well, the easy part's done. It's on the green. The hard part now is a long putt coming up.
This one of the longest putts you can have on a golf course, though it is for birdie. Okay, hey, when the round gets away from you, time to focus on just making some pars. That's well done there. 16th hole is a par 4 here at the old course, Frank, with another one of those sort of funky features.
Yes, a series of 3 bunkers called the Principal's Nose, plus that out of bounds on the right. So really err on the side of caution, avoiding both the out of bounds and the Principal's Nose. Nothing wrong with going a little bit left here. But the further left you go, then it makes that second shot that much harder, because you'll have to bring it across that little pot bunker in the front called the Wig.
So, Iona, this his second from the fairway.
Well, he's looking at 120 yards remaining to the flagstick. Pin, front right. It's a sneaky one.
That's a disappointment right there, Frank.
Yeah, green light special, really. Come up considerably short. Been there, done that. It doesn't feel good, especially when they're just short little shots around the green. It feels terrible.
This will be a 14-foot putt here.
Nope, that's going to run out of steam. That is a double bogey. Frank, this is sort of bizarre. You're standing on the tee at the road hole, one of the most famous par fours in the sport, and you're aiming for a hotel?
Well, you're aiming over a series of letters that say the Old Course Hotel. If you can hit it exactly over that U, then you will be in the right place, which hopefully is down the middle of the fairway. You avoid that heather on the left. That bunker up ahead, the road hole bunker, you remember David Duval? He got stuck in there. Years ago, Tommy Nakajima, he could hardly ever get that ball out, and in the end succumbed, I think, to double figures. So the hole has more than one way to trap you, so stay away from the road on the road hole.
Frank, I think you have to appreciate that he kept his head down and kept his head in the game, and he'll be able to get out of here with a bogey.
Hey, I've been watching for a while, Rich, and I haven't seen touch that good for quite a while.
Well, this is one you just want to soak in. Pull out your phone, take some pictures. The RNA clubhouse in the distance. It is not a long hole by any stretch, just 357 yards, and it's wide open. The Valley of Sin, maybe you drive it down there. When you walk over the Swilcan Bridge, you're going to stop, you're going to take some pictures, and you're going to tuck those away for a long time. This is a special finishing hole. It's not just a hole, it's an experience. So from right around 80 yards or so, this is second.
It is a game of touch, and it is evidence right there when your touch is out. What a difference it makes. That ball went a long way past.
Oh, that is well judged for par here at 18. And this will be a round of 95.